Hello there everyone, it's James here from J Squared Restorations with a quick update on our progress to date. We've had a couple of short weeks due to some bank holidays and some unforeseen events, but mainly we've been progressing with the bellow assembly and the lower parts of the Orchestrelle. First off though, a quick thanks again to anyone who's contributed and helped us with a few of our questions through the various different forums. It really is appreciated and helping us here because there's still plenty that we're looking at that we don't know if it's right or if it needs to be replaced, repaired, or how something works. We have received our screws, which there you go, 4,000 screws. That's what it looks like. They are really quite nice and shiny. So we are. Well, I guess we're sort of looking forward to fitting them. We're not really looking forward to taking out all the rest of them. We've also been experimenting and learning shellac, as this is the finish applied in a French polish fashion in general. And to assist us with that, we have also invested in the Mirka Abranet dust-free sanding solution, which is really quite remarkable. Minimises the amount of dust, but also keeps the sanding paper going for a very long time. So yeah, highly recommended. You should check it out if you are into this kind of thing. You hook this end up to a vacuum cleaner or dust extractor, and yeah, the reduction in dust is fantastic, and the durability of the media is great. And here's a wee example of coats of garnet shellac. Just applied to some tulip wood, and here was some experimenting with staining and then shellacking over the top of the stain to try and match the walnut finish, which is hope makes up the rest of the casing. So yeah, we have mainly worked on these parts over here, which are the main plane of the bellows system and the parts of the feeders. As well as a complete replacement front paddle. These pieces at the bottom are the top cross member and are for the pull cord mechanism, which goes down to the pedals, which then pump these feeders that you can see here, still not covered, to provide the air that the instrument operates on. This main deck has had, it's been sanded back, removed some of the old finish. There's been some veneer repair, an attempt at staining and trying to match the colour, but there's plenty of old repairs and varnish, which it would have just been too difficult for us to take it fully back to bare wood. So it's a little bit patchy. However, you can't see these parts when they're all installed with it unless you go looking for them. So I think actually it'll look fine. The other side, which is slightly more matters for the finish, looks a wee bit better. All of this is strapping and hinge material, which has been cut out of tulip wood. As when we took the old bellows apart, all of these parts break. So there's been a reasonable amount of time there preparing all of that to then hopefully next week start to assemble the hinges and then get on with covering the front paddle and the feeders here that you can see here. These two pieces over here I've also had a quick going over. They've been cleaned up, nothing too heavy, and a quick coat of shellac to protect the wood. They're looking so much better than they did before, although still retaining some of the kind of authenticity of the original parts. Again, to take this back get it any cleaner really would be doing so much work to the wood that it's not really worth it. And this is a 115-year-old instrument. It shouldn't look brand new. Here we have received our bellows cloth from Michael Boyd at pianolarestoration.co.uk. This looks really excellent. It's an awful lot nicer than the rubberized cloth that we took off. It's a rather fetching blue. And we are really hopeful that is going to be perfect. Over here we have the new front paddle. Now, we did a video on woodworm where we showed the old paddle. It was in such a bad state that when we pulled on it, it fell apart. So this is an all new piece made from tulip wood, and then we have matched as best we can stain and given it again plenty of coats of shellac. So we've applied this in a French polish, so it looks nice and shiny. It's not perfect, but we're probably gone a little bit too far here. These parts ultimately you can't really see when they're done, but we've used it as a bit of practice for ourselves, and it's it's nice to make it look nice. These parts live right in the bottom of the organ. In fact, I can show you they'll be housed over here in these bits, and so it is important that they are protected from from moisture. They will be in the coldest, dampest part. So yeah, maybe we've spent a wee bit too long finishing, but it's been good fun. We've liked it. Here we have the covers for those parts there, which are kind of midway through finishing off as well. They've got quite a heavy coat of shellac on them right now, which much of will be sanded back, and then a few finer coats to just get the finish looking good. But as you can see, it's nice and shiny. It will look good. We've also been working on the temple bellow. These are a few parts of the temple bellow. Also, just kind of going through restoration. We've had to remake a couple of bits that were gone. And then, unfortunately, with this piece, we thought that we could salvage it, and the more that we worked on it, the worse it looked. We started to fill in a couple of small, what we thought were small woodworm holes. We found a few more beetles and grubs. And then every single time that we filled a hole and took a bit of sandpaper to it, what happened was more and more holes have cropped up. So it's now covered in cling film because we're not completely convinced that it doesn't still have active woodworm in it. This part will now sadly need to be replaced. So we'll probably start looking at that next week. Another fairly significant part to have produced this week are the one-way valve springs. These have been wound up out of piano wire. These will hold down leather flaps, which allow the bellow and the feeder system to work and keep air where air needs to be and allow air to come through from the feeders. So yeah, that was quite good fun, and I've got another little video to show you of me making them. Should be good. There's plenty more springs for us to do before this job's done, unfortunately. And we've got all those parts have been ordered up, so we're probably going to get quite proficient at that, we hope. Yeah, so that's really the progress to date. Next week we're hoping that we can start to assemble some of this. We're waiting on one or two little bits. We are going to start to play with the dreaded hide glue, animal glue. It stinks. That's fair to say. And we've ordered up many more parts for us to start to look at the action mechanisms which link the stops that the operator can push-pull to turn bits on and off. Now, what we've got here is heavily rusted steel, so badly so that it's rusted into the wood. We don't know if it's going to be destructive. I suspect it is going to be destructive to remove them. But we've ordered up new steel, and we will start to take these parts apart next week. And once we've completed the bellows, we will move on to the reconditioning of the chests, with all the pallets here and the associated bits and pieces, all needing some love, just like everything on this project. But we won't let that stop us. We're also going to start looking at how we remove the rust from these parts. It's because this trap work linkages, these also all link to those parts there to allow the operator to engage or disengage the various reed ranks. This is the deck again. It's had a nice clean up and a little lick of shellac. It's looking good. We installed the first of the stainless screws, which look fantastic. So yeah. So more from us soon, and thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.